Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Tina. Tonight I'm gonna talk about very interesting stuff. Actually, this video was inspired by one of the viewers, so I thought, why not? A few people had questions regarding this subject, so I thought that it would be great to elaborate on it. Yes, mainly the video is about crossing over to the afterlife in altered state of mind, and I also include here physical disability really. So what really happens? What do I mean by altered state of mind? Well, usually there's an illness responsible for that, like for example Alzheimer's, which causes all sorts of confusion, memory loss, and hallucinations. So, and because the illness can be progressing over a long period of time, the mind deteriorates over that time to the point that people don't even remember who they are. They don't recognize their own kids sometimes. They have to be basically looked after all the time because they're incapable of functioning, because the mind is basically that much affected. Another thing is like when people crossing over under some sort of sedation, used as a form of pain relief, because they needed like morphine or other stuff administrated to the body to ease the pain. That also alters the mind because your mind relaxes to the point that you may lose like being in touch with the reality. You may hallucinate as well. So basically what happens between both cases is that you're losing the ability to control your own self, your action, your thinking is affected obviously because it's altered state, your mind is altered. And this is like the area that many people are quite concerned about. Also, there's before I mention disability, there could be crossing over also like sudden death, okay? Like you not prepared, you have an accident or heart attack or other something can happen that interferes with your physical reality to continue, so you have to leave your body obviously, and you as a result you're crossing over to the other side. In both cases, like in the second one, you have no time basically. If you're not prepared, then that's it, basically, because it happens suddenly with no warning. So what really happens, I mean, then I mentioned disability in a minute, but in both cases that I just mentioned, with mind alteration plus sudden death, people are concerned that you may, because of you're not prepared, therefore you cannot, sometimes may not be in a control what is going to happen to you after you cross. How does it work? Because if your mind is not functioning, okay, in here, you automatically think that, oh wow, so what is going to happen? Somebody's going to take over, tell me what to do, they're going to seize me, they're going to do whatever to me, or if I'm not prepared, if I leave suddenly through some accident, what's going to happen to me? I didn't even have time to think, and here I am, I just left my body, and I don't know what to do, so I panic. And well, what really happens, this is the moment basically when you leave your body, all that was affecting you while you were in the body stays in that place, okay? So on the other hand, the mind restores on the other side, okay? it's not going to be affecting you the way it was affected you within that body that was losing the ability to function. And body's got a mind attached to it through our brain, with thinking, with processing the thoughts. And when that gets in the deteriorative state, okay, you're losing the ability to think, and you're losing your memory. That stays with the body when you cross over. You don't take it with you. That is nothing to do with that new reality that you're gonna finding yourself in. Now, dementia, okay, that is usually goes like this with Alzheimer, okay, is in a it's a physical disease, not spiritual, okay. So what really happens again? You leave that behind because it belongs to the physical body, and it doesn't affect your spirit in that sense that you're gonna continue in that state that just before you cross over you were. You didn't know where you were, your name, you didn't recognize the surroundings or people, and people think that this is going to continue, that you're going to find yourself in this state. No, once you're out of the body, you're finding yourself in a different state, in a different reality. So you don't take that with you. Now, what happens also when you're crippled physically in any way, when you have some sort of disability to the body? That's exactly the same thing. This is corrected on the other side, in the sense that you're not gonna have this kind of disability. Let's say you couldn't walk, okay, for some reason. You were in a wheelchair for many years, and you kind of, immobile basically. But again, that belongs to the physical body. So that means that when you leave the physical body, you don't take physical body with you when you cross over, okay? So you leave that disability, inability behind, stays behind you. And your spiritual body, the spirit that leaves that body, okay, that consciousness, it's intact. This is the whole thing. There's no illnesses there. Let's say you had like asthma, or you had some allergies, or some other illnesses that was crippling you, and deteriorating quality of life as a result of it. That all belongs to the physicality, to your physical body. You leave, and you are being restored, because there's no disability up there, there on the other side. There is no illnesses, disability, mind, when you have dementia, that also clears away totally. So you have full access to your own thoughts, to your own consciousness, and therefore you are not at the mercy of something up there. However, if your belief is such that, for example, you have this higher authority complex, okay, then you take that belief with you, then yes, you're going to be interfered with, but your mind's still going to be restored to full thinking capacity, same as physical body. All disability is going to be disappearing basically. But if you believe that you're supposed to be under the thumb of some masters, gods, gurus, guides, then yes, you take that belief with you, and that belief is going to create your new reality. But you're going to be in the perfect state, and yet you're going to be still enslaved. Now, what really happens if you, for example, spend all your life, let's say somebody was born that has disability from birth, okay, this is just example, and you knew nothing else, okay, that only wheelchair, or somebody else taking care of you because you cannot do this or that, and that again is gonna be like rehabilitated into the perfection once you cross over. You do not take that wheelchair with you. You do not take that crutches with you, or something to help you to sit, to walk, or to function. No, this belongs again to this physical body. And now, the concern that the viewer had, that suggested those questions answered, was because you have these inabilities, because you have mind that is affected when you cross over, that you automatically supposedly going into the mode of lower vibrations, that because of that you're going to find yourself in a place where there's a lesser place. No, it doesn't work that way at all. It doesn't happen. It's the quality of your consciousness that counts, the quality of your soul, who you are. Okay, how much aware you are of deep within in the core of yourself. This is what counts, and has nothing to do because you've been badly treated by this physical life, that your mind was interfered with for whatever reason. The body was not perfect, that you couldn't basically exist here independently. That has nothing to do with what sort of place you're going to find yourself once you cross over. Remember, guys, it's about quality of who you are. So no, please do not entertain even such a thought that you're going to have low vibes because before you cross over you've been, for example, on some morphine or something just to relieve your pains if you have any. No, it doesn't happen. That again, it goes to the body, stays with the body. Once your mind is released, then you are free of that pain, free of that inability to think straight, to remember things, like simple everyday things. That is all gone, and you are free, and basically you are like whole again. So yes, this is interesting because I kind of thought about it now and then before, what really happens, and this is very it's deep, really, because usually it goes like this. When you are living between such an environment in here, between certain environment, okay, that creates habits, that creates beliefs, like you are unable to do something, you think, oh my goodness, I will never be able to do this or to that, and I probably cross over, and you kind of think like, oh wow, it's almost too good to be true that suddenly you'll be able to talk, or you'll be able to see suddenly, because people may be blind, they may not see, they may not hear. All that is restored. There's no any disabilities. There's no such a thing as you're going to not be able to see on the other side, or you won't be able to move the way you want to, or hear. All that belongs again. This is physical body. And what belongs to the physical body stays in here on this planet, between this level of existence. But yes, Matrix loves the drama of the illnesses, of disabilities, of all sort of effects that certain painkillers have on us, certain drugs, alcohol, and all that. They love it. They love the way people feel, because it deteriorates your ability to think, deteriorates the quality of your life here, but also to develop your awareness. Okay, if you cannot think within the sober mind, okay, because your mind has been altered and interfered with, you cannot ever touch these things, like logically ask some questions. If you don't like something, if you see, you may notice that sometimes that there's something not right with the system that rules this place in here, and yet you think, what is wrong, but I don't know, what should I ask even. So people cannot even make like logical questions. Lots of people, that's a little example here, may not have disability of mind or body, and they still don't ask questions, because they follow certain rules that eliminate critical thinking. And once you eliminate your critical thinking, you become a puppet, okay? Because you do not question things, and you do not look into things and see what's causing that bad quality in our lives. People say, oh, it's life, we're here. And the worst is the New Age crowd. Oh my goodness. Because they accept it. They feel like we are here, and we should cherish pain, we should cherish evil, because in the name of learning a lesson or two, or your whole life is full of lessons, So of course this is nonsense, because embracing this sort of inabilities and this sort of restrictions, it's a crime almost. If you persuade someone to forgive someone who, let's say, hurt you for many, many years, and they get away with stealing from you, from making you miserable, and from putting you down, abusing you for 30 years, but they expect you should forgive because they were here doing this for your own good, to teach you certain lessons. So yes, acceptance comes through this kind of thinking, and I think everybody should also question what really is the new age, because this is the most crippling of all the mental disabilities and bodily disabilities. It's the new age philosophy. Yes, I'm very strict with it because I was there myself. I repeat again, I did it for about 10 years. I kind of didn't know any better at the time, because I left the Catholic religion, which had a strong impact on me. I wasn't like fanatically religious ever, but it did make an impact, and I had this fear of authority, complex of higher forces, of somebody above me. I had this need, and it took me a long time to change that, really long time. So when I go back, when I look back, it's almost like, wow, really? Was that really me? So yeah, questioning things and progresses your ability to think for yourself, okay, and also to come to certain conclusions. That's why there's so much interference with us in here, okay. Interferences, there are accidents, people lose their mind through all sort of mind altering illnesses, that they cannot think, that they cannot do things physically, and yes, this creates lots of masses of suffering. Well, you know about loose energy, hello, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's been all by design, really. I don't believe anybody of sound mind ever signed any contract to be born here and to be abused. Or would I sign a contract? Oh, yeah, great, I'm gonna be suffered, and somebody gonna be beating me up for 40 years, and then I'm gonna get Alzheimer. So for next 10 years or so, I'm gonna be like this, without contact, because my mind's gonna be gone, and I won't be able to move and do anything. I mean, I would never sign agreements to come here to experience this kind of scenario, really. I mean, I had my share of horrors in life, and I wouldn't sign this either. So I believe that we are just kind of coming here under the false belief that I think also there's lots of made like evasiveness, because whoever is preparing the life scripts for us in here, or with or without participation in it, I think they do it like almost I don't know, they I think that there's a lot of like they don't tell us what would happen. They say, oh, this, just the main things, but the details are hidden from us. How this is gonna affect you, how that is gonna affect you. The main things are not really clearly put ahead, so we don't know. I mean, let's say somebody never reincarnated here before, and suddenly they got caught between the matrix system, and they were told, look, you're going to learn lots of fine things and this and that. It says there's going to be 5 different chapters in your life, 5 different changes, but they're not going to tell you how much suffering going to be there, but only overall. Oh, this is the chapter you're going to get married, or the next chapter you're going to have 3 kids, the next one you're going to move from India to Australia. Okay, those main kind of pages, that opening main chapters maybe say, but they don't say how hard, how horrific it's going to be, and it's going to be out of your hands most of the times because of physical laws in here, how difficult they are, and adding to it, of course, any disabilities, any hardship of illnesses. This is like a double suffering imposed on any of us, really. Yes, it is concerning, because I mean, many people, I mean, I had friends that were in a wheelchair. They spend their life never walking, really. So yeah, you can imagine, I mean, how horrific that must be. And a person like this, if they never experience how it feels to walk on your 2 feet, suddenly the thought that you're going to be running on your 2 feet after you cross over, they wouldn't believe almost. So the system forces you to believe that you, once disabled, you're going to always be disabled, you know, because you haven't experienced it, how it feels, so you wouldn't know. And yes, nobody says, oh, by the way, this is only to do with physical body and within the physicality of this life. No, they don't say that. And this is very important point, guys, that only happens here, because everything that is happening here belongs here. You don't drag this with you. In fact, you can't take nothing with you. Everything, you look around you. My books, my collection of things like dolls and things that I love, my music, I can't take it with me. But you can recreate it. If you really cherish something and you like something, you can recreate it exactly the same. Okay? I've got this knowledge, I've got this awareness. But a person in a wheelchair may not have awareness of simply thinking, wait a minute, I just get up and go. After I leave this body, I'm free. They don't have that. Because very little things are ever said about it, really. I thought it would be important to say these few things in today's video. So yes, this is in a way like almost a good news, but please remember, guys, that your awareness, okay, here, your belief system, whatever you've got here in your mind, it's gonna be carried over. So create positive plan, positive, like, you know, if you want something really and you don't have it here, think positively about it. Don't think, oh, it's going to be impossible because I've never done it and this is my lot. No, don't. Because once you leave this physical body, you are basically free. However, if you decide that you need somebody to hold your hand and you owe something to someone, then you're not free. No matter what good intentions that whoever you believe in may have, you're still not going to be free, because you're still going to look up to that entity or whoever you believe in. You know, you could be a religious person and you looking up to some sort of religious figure. You're not going to be free, because you have to, you're going to have this thing embedded in you. I have to respect them, and I have to consciously worship them, because they're much higher than me. So yes, this is something food for thought, to eliminate this kind of thinking. You don't need that. Basically, you don't. It's a system here that embedded on us, that we need to believe in something higher than us, because they create these big mysteries about everything here, really, in order to control us, right? This is exactly what it is. So yes, I think that there's a lot in this video to think about, but thank you for watching and for listening tonight. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.